Objective 5. Describe CNC system parameters. There are thousands of parameters that can be set to customize CNC behavior. On a real machine, the machine tool builder will set values for many parameters to suit the machine application. NCGuide also has numerous parameter values set in the default machine compositions to provide a function in CNC. Typically, an operator does not set parameters, and only qualified maintenance engineers and setup specialists change these values. The parameter write enable disable parameter on the settings page prevents accidental modification of CNC system parameters. In a previous objective, Manual Guide I was activated. The default button assigned to display Manual Guide I in NCGuide is the graph function button. This means that the standard graph function can no longer be used because it also uses the graph function button. By assigning Manual Guide I to one of the custom buttons, either the standard graph function or the Manual Guide I function can be selected. The parameter manual for the CNC documents most of the CNC system parameters and values. However, some parameters are listed in other manuals. The Manual Guide I parameters are listed in the Manual Guide I Common Operators Manual B63874EN. There are two parameters related to the function button that starts NCGuide. Parameters 14794 and 14795 are a collection of bits that determine which function buttons will start Manual Guide I. Each parameter has 8 individual bits. For example, if 14794 bit 0 is set to a 1, pressing the position function key activates NCGuide. If set, the standard position page could no longer be selected. If 14794 bit 1 is set to a 1, pressing the program function button starts Manual Guide I. If set, the standard G-code page could no longer be selected. Currently, pressing the graph function button displays Manual Guide I. Therefore, it's expected that parameter 14794 bit 5 is set to a 1. This must be set to 0 to be able to see the standard graph page when the graph function button is clicked. Parameter 14795 provides more function buttons that can be used to activate Manual Guide I, including the Custom 1 button. Setting parameter 14795 bit 0 to a 1 will display Manual Guide I when the Custom 1 button is pressed. Start by inspecting and confirming the current values for parameters 14794 and 14795. Start NCGuide and select the machine composition. Select the machine composition with Manual Guide I created previously. Pressing the graph button currently starts Manual Guide I. Clicking the Custom 1 button when on the position page does nothing right now. Manual Guide I is not displayed. To view system parameters, click the System function key. Parameters is the default page viewed when pressing the System function key, but if it is not displayed, press the parameter soft key. As discussed before, there are thousands of parameters, so it's impractical to page or cursor through that many pages. Instead, search for parameters. Enter the number 14794. As usual, the value appears in the key input buffer. Note that the soft keys changed automatically to the parameter operations soft key definitions. Click on the number search soft key. The page jumps to display parameter 14794. There is one bit set to a value of 1, and all the other values are 0. The bits are numbered 0 through 7. The rightmost bit is bit 0, and the leftmost bit is bit 7. Therefore, the bit that is set is bit 5, as we expected. Start in Manual Guide I when the graph function button is pressed. Since parameter 14795 is the next parameter, we do not need to search for it. Click the cursor down key once to display the parameter 14795. None of the bits are set in parameter 14795. To assign Manual Guide I to the Custom 1 button, set parameter 14795 bit 0 to a 1. However, though we can currently inspect the parameters, we cannot change them yet. If we try, a warning Write Protect is displayed. Click Reset to clear the warning. To change parameters, parameter write must be set to Enable on the setting page, and the CNC must be in MDI mode. Click the MDI button on the Mini Operator panel. MDI mode is required to change both the settings and parameters. Click the Offset Setting function key. Click the Settings soft key. If necessary, use the cursor keys to highlight the parameter write setting. Enter a value of 1 in the key input buffer. Click the Input soft key or click the input on the MDI panel. To view system parameters again, click the System function key. The page should still be displaying parameter 14795. If not, simply search for it. To start Manual Guide I using the Custom 1 button, set parameter 14795 bit 0 to a 1. Move the cursor right so that only parameter 14795 bit 0 is highlighted. Enter a value of 1 in the key input buffer. Click Input to complete the change. Cursor up to display parameter 14794. Cursor to highlight parameter 14794 bit 5, the third bit from the left. This time, instead of entering 0 and then Input, simply click the Off0 soft key. If the operation soft key definitions are already displayed, it is easier to toggle bits using the soft keys than to enter a value and then click Input. Now check the new function key assignments. Restart NCGuide and then click the graph function key. Note that when restarted NCGuide, an alarm is displayed, reminding us that the parameter enable is still turned on. Press Reset to clear the alarm, and then press the graph function key. The basic graphic function page is displayed. Now click the Custom 1 key. Manual Guide I is displayed. Note that parameter write is still enabled. To turn off parameter write enable, select the Offset setting page by clicking the Offset function button on the MDI panel keyboard. Next, select the setting page by clicking the Settings soft key. If necessary, cursor to the parameter write field and reset it back to 0. Refer to the CNC parameter manual for the CNC for more details on other parameter settings available. This concludes Objective 5, Describe CNC System Parameters.